We've had three club sports on campus: rugby, lacrosse, and ultimate frisbee. And with those three groups trying to share fields and various fields of different types and different qualities, we've run into some problems here in the last few years being able to find places on campus for those three clubs.
In the past, the team's field situation has been very good. We've been forced to try and find fields to play on kind of on a week-to-week basis almost. Also on a season-to-season basis, because whenever fields are wet, certain fields are open to us and other fields aren't.
The field situation for the rugby team has been mostly just us playing in poor condition fields.
When the team first started a few years back before I came here, they started playing on the front lawn and they got kicked off the front lawn. Started playing at Harding Park, kicked out of Harding Park, and then Harding eventually was just like, all right, we'll give you a field, and they gave us the golf range, and so we've been all over the place. But as long as I've been here, we've been on the what used to be the golf practice range out by the softball fields.
Sometimes we're forced to resort to playing on fields that aren't ideal for ultimate frisbee use. Because of the nature of our sport, we're doing a lot of running and jumping and diving. So that means that twisted ankles and just all those bumps and scrapes that normally come with a field are exaggerated all the more so whenever we're playing on fields that have, potholes, or they have stakes or rocks in them and things of that nature. So not being able to have a good field that we can consistently play on has been detrimental not only to our abilities but also to our players.
It's very easy for people to get hurt, when you have those kind of conditions. With the field, big holes can be a big problem really fast, and then you just end up with a lot of hurt students and a lot of hurt athletes.
There's no lights out there, for the driving range field. There's usually not grass out there. After about maybe like the first month of practice, the grass is gone, and then it's just pretty much sand for the rest of the year. That's pretty much the condition of the field. It's really not that. It's a field. It's a field, and we're obviously happy to have somewhere to practice, but the conditions of the field can get pretty bad.
This past summer, Dean Collins has met with some other, staff and maintenance workers about discussing the possibilities of giving us our own field to be able to practice on, and also giving fields for other teams like rugby and lacrosse, and maybe building up whatever fields are available for use. So hopefully, with Dean Collins working with us on this, we'll be able to get a field that we can consistently practice on.
We've identified three places that would be good. The issue is trying to take those three places and match them to each of the three groups. We've identified a field down where the East Apartments once stood, which is across Park Avenue from Harding Academy. There are some really nice trees on that lot already, which hinder the size just a little bit, but the size of that field would match one group. We have a facility out to the east of the current intramural fields that lacrosse has typically used, and that's probably a good place for them to continue. So right now we're looking at exactly where we want the ultimate frisbee location to be and the rugby. And we feel like we have two locations for those, but we're continuing to try to find the very best before we finalize our plans.
Some of the benefits of having our own field are not having to deal with having a consistent field to practice on. Also, we wouldn't have to worry about unseen potholes or rocks and sticks and stuff, about being forced to practice on a field that we normally wouldn't ever consider playing on. And so it would just be a good place for us to have our own spot that we can consistently go to, and being able to be flexible in the times of day that we can practice on it, not having to practice on it only from 8 to 10 at night, say, when nothing else is going on. We can practice during the daytime when we have more daylight to see things.
Well, some of the benefits of having our field would be simply just the wear on the field to be kept to a minimum. Not as many holes, not as many divots to have to play in come game time and things like that.
you don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to be ankle deep in water during practice. Because anytime it would rain, any substantial amount of water, it would be complete mud out there.
We really appreciate Harding's backing of our team. Sometimes it feels like we're alone in our effort to play Ultimate and to go to these tournaments and have consistent practices. So it's always nice whenever the Harding administration, looks at our team and takes up our cause and supports us in trying to find a field for us to play on.
I'm very grateful that Harding is doing something to help out all the teams. I understand it's not just rugby that, is looking for somewhere to play. And so I appreciate the fact that they're at least recognizing the fact that the lacrosse team and the rugby team and the ultimate frisbee team do need places to play, because we are representing the school, and it's nice of them to try to help us do that better.
We're very grateful for what we have. Harding doesn't have to give us anything, and they, out of their graciousness, that they've given us this field and to play on, and they don't have to give us anything. So I think you have to come into it with an understanding that it's a give and take.